Guten Tag. My name is Casey Phifer. I run the Phifer Group translation services. In this video, I'd like to give you more detail on our tiered price structure for Amazon listing translations. My interest in Amazon began about 4 or 5 years ago. They flew me out to their European headquarters in Luxembourg for a final round of interviews, lasting 7.5 hours in English and in German. I did not like the city, and I did not like the way the company ran or managed their employees. I returned to Berlin and began freelancing for Selix, then later for Hello Profit. And both, by the way, are software for Amazon sellers. I have also sold on Amazon's US, French, and German marketplaces myself. When we translate listings, we know what we're doing. So we have 3 different tiered price structures for Amazon listing translations: 50 euros, 65 euros, and 74. And that is for one language pair, for example, English into German or English into French. So let me teach you a little bit about Amazon SEO if you don't already know. And it's very important that you understand the meaning of keywords for your Amazon listing. So the reason for the different price difference is due to the amount of time involved by native speakers living in Europe, having to pay rent and feed children in Europe. So the amount of time involved is directly correlated to keywords. Let's get started. So a keyword must be in the listing in order for it to be found. I will hop over here and share my screen for you. There we go. There we go. Right, so if I'm going to enter the word photo album, for example, I will only find listings that have the keyword photo album in them, not photo albums. Let's give this a try. So photo album, you can see here, and photo albums are 2 totally different words. That's just the way Amazon is for now. You can even see here that Amazon's choice photo albums are shown in a different order than for photo album. So not only are these keywords being indexed completely separately, but they're also being ranked separately as well. You can see this one right here, the one that's in this listing. So a basic listing is always done by human translators. That's our specialty. That's what we do. A listing translation includes the title here, it includes these bullet points here, and it also includes the product description found down here. Because this is an example of a very short listing, we wouldn't charge 50 euros for this. We would work out a bespoke price, a custom price, that would be a lot more affordable because there's a lot less text involved. The next, before I get on to the next price tier, I should explain a few things. It's really important that you have real humans looking at your listings. I won't tell you which client this was, but it was a .com seller selling their products on Amazon's French marketplace. And for some reason, they had a whole bunch of negative reviews, 1-star and 2-star reviews just coming in left and right. And they weren't sure why. They didn't speak French themselves. So we had our French translator take a look at the negative reviews, take a look at the listing, and she basically deduced that there was an ebook being sold with these products. And in the machine translation, that was done by Amazon, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't ask the client if it was Fiverr or Amazon or what. It translated the ebook as a book. So the people who were ordering were expecting to get a real printed hard copy book along with their items. And they were also, sending it to people as gifts, things like that. So rather than try to contact Amazon FBA support and clear things up, they simply took straight to Amazon, left negative reviews, all that kind of stuff. It really killed his product and his sales until that issue got sorted. So machine translations are fine if you're selling things like clothing or rubber boots or shoes or things that don't have such specific requirements. But sometimes it's nice just to pay a little extra money to have the job done right and have native speakers take a look at what exactly you're doing. So another thing we do with keywords is that there's limited space in listings. So included in our most basic package, we try to only list a keyword once. Because there's limited space, we know that clothing hanger, clothing hangers, for example, are two different keywords. We try to list each once only. That's so that we have more space for other keywords. For example, if you wanted to do a long tail keyword strategy. Short tail is that you have all the main keywords that people are looking for right away. For example, clothing hangers, clothing hanger, space saver, closet organizer, things like that. There might be short tail keywords like clothing hangers 50, 20, 100 pack, things like that. So those short tail keywords, those are always included just because they make sense. And the longer tail ones are included in our next package, the one for 65 euros. So often, let's say you have 1,000 sales per month, 20 of those or 50 of those might be coming from longer tail keywords, things that only a few people are searching for, but still over time, those add up because those 50 extra sales a month or even 100 extra sales a month, they add up over time. And you're missing out on those if you're only ordering the most basic package. So for the middle package for 65 euros, we do long tail keywords. I'll share my screen again and I will show you how we do our keyword research. So we have 3 different tools that we rely upon. We have Selex's Sonar tool, Keyword Tool IO, and also Merchant Words. It depends on the marketplace. If on Merchant Words, to not be as better, so much better. It's always about price value relationship, right? We use that for the German market and for the Japanese one. But Keyword Tool IO and Sonar Tool are perfectly fine, I think, for the other European marketplaces. Also for the .com ones, if we're doing, for example, copywriting. A lot of Chinese clients that we have original text English that isn't very clear on what the product description is, what exactly is contained, whether or not it has batteries, for example, that we kind of need real humans to be on to think about, to do it correctly, make sure that we write back and forth with the client, making sure that all the details are correct. Not only is this important for Chinese clients, this is also important for clients with, I would say, high vulnerability. These would be consumables, such as supplements. We want to make sure that all the ingredients are listed correctly and explicitly in detail. And if we miss one or if we miss two, a customer might be allergic to those and end up suing. Not only will the Amazon listing get shut down, but then you've got a lawsuit to handle. So all of this we do take into account, and we take that responsibility very seriously. So this is what you're paying for. So if you choose Fiverr, then you assume a huge risk depending on your product type. If you have something simple, such as a t-shirt, go for Fiverr. Save your money, do whatever, it's simple. If you have something very complicated, like a color changing t-shirt, then you might want to talk to us. Again, I'm not saying who our clients have been, but it's as much information as I can reveal without getting explicit consent from our clients. So for 65 euros, you're getting a longer translation, something like this with many keywords, longer bullet points. You're also getting a more in-depth product description. Now this, you can see, has HTML markup. So we would be putting bold in some places, we'd be adding line breaks, things like that. Remember that HTML markup does take some of your character space. So you're limited to 2,000 characters in your product description. We try to only limit our translations to 1,700 characters. That gives you space for line breaks, bold print font, even bullet points if you'd like to. I consider line breaks to do the job well enough because the bullet points take up a lot of characters. Another example of what we do in the 65 euro package is the full title here. Also the translations, so the bullet points here. And we also do the words of enhanced brand content. So what we do is we'd copy paste this into an Excel sheet. Everything is done in Google Spreadsheets or Excel for the Chinese customers and others who do not choose to use Google Drive or cannot, because it's important that we keep an eye on our word count. So if you'd like to include pictures, for example, we can translate organic, things like that, from Nature with Love. We can include translations of pictures here, little pictures like no soy, gluten-free, no GMOs, things like that. The labels are done separately. So if we're translating your labels, we're not including this as a picture. If we translate your labels, we do that separately in a separate file, and that's something completely different. So included in picture translation would be, simply put, things like this: made in the USA, no GMOs. We do not include translations of videos or transcription of videos. We do not include label translations. This is a label, not a picture. If you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me directly. All the phone numbers on the website will reach me, possibly one of my assistants if I'm on holiday or unavailable for the day. In the 74 euro package, we will include things like pictures. That's the difference. We will include pictures that are in enhanced brand content. Now, there is a difference between different listings that you have. You'll notice here, for example, there's one variation, technically two variations. I have set variations up in the backend myself, so I can speak with Amazon seller backend terminology. We have a family of 2 ASINs right now. One is 60 capsules, one is 120 capsules. How we would price this is one main listing for 74 euros, including these pictures and including pictures in enhanced brand content. And we would include one variation cost because the enhanced brand content is the same down here. The bullet points are the same, except for minor changes. We would charge for one main listing, 74 euros, and then one variation. That would be a flat 20 euros. To change everything, have a separate tab in our Excel spreadsheet and label everything clearly by ASIN. You can see right here, the ASIN that we're looking at. Every file is labeled by ASIN, short name of what the product is, for example, daily multivitamin for men. And then at the end of the file name, there's the language pair. Now we do as many corrections as you want until you feel comfortable that you know what the content contains and that you know that we've done the job correctly. So if you request revisions after the language shortcode, like EN for English, DE for German, we'll include the date that it was updated. You can have as many revisions as you want. There's no limit. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable that we've done the job correctly. So lastly, if you'd like to ask me about any of these, again, go to phifergroup.com. In the footer, you're going to see all phone numbers for me in whatever time zone I happen to be in. And you can also book a call with me under calendly.com/the Phifer Group. I look forward to hearing from you and answering any more questions that you might have. Thank you.